So hello everyone, in this video we'll be understanding how we can actually style in Angular. So basically in the last video we added our HTML, which was nothing but this h1 tag. Now I'll be making you understand that how we can actually style this component. So this is actually a component, app.component.html, which is directly injected in this index.html file. So we can create other components as well that we'll be seeing in the next video. First of all, to add any kind of styling, we have internal CSS. That is, we can use a style tag in here. If you know HTML, so you can understand this tag. So this tag allows us to write internal CSS or the CSS code inside our HTML component. So template file basically. So if I want to style this hello world, which is inside h1 tag, so I'll be writing h1 here, and after that I can specify any CSS styling that I want. So I can add a color red, for example. So if I save that and if I go to my browser, it should actually make this text red, or maybe it is generating, I think. Yeah, it's generating basically. Yeah, now it's done. I can see it is red. So basically it does this thing. Now let's go to our code. Similarly, you can add any kind of styling. Let's say if you want to add any kind of class, for example, let's say large, and in this I want to add the font styling of 5 rem, so I can call this class as well. So basically it will make this text a little bit bigger. So this is basically the case. Now what I want to tell you is that this was internal CSS, right? So in this you cannot write all the CSS code inside this HTML file if it is very large. So let's say if it is more than 10 lines of CSS code, so it is recommended that you don't write every CSS code inside this style tag, or don't approach this method, or this method is not suitable for large CSS styling. What we can do is I can use the external CSS file which is available to us inside this directory, which is called app. So you see that this app component.css file, this is basically the external CSS file that is linked to this app component.html by using this app.module or this JavaScript this TypeScript file. So we can write all the CSS code inside here, and that will be implemented to this app component.html only. It will not affect any other component which we will be creating in the future video. So it will be only linked to this app component.html. Now let me just show you where all these two files are linked. First of all, let me just save this file, and everything will work as it is. So if I go to the browser now, I can see nothing has changed. Now if I just change color from red to blue, then that should also work. You can see it's working. Now let me just show you where all these linking of the files are happening. So it is happening inside this this one, app component.typescript file. So this is basically our TypeScript file in which we can write our logic or all the like code logic for this component, and we are also specifying that which kind of selector we'll be using to call this component. So we'll be using app-root. So app is a starting word which we use while calling any component. Generally it is a syntax, and you can see we have the template URL, which is nothing but the HTML file URL or the HTML component URL. And then we have the style URLs, which is this app.component.css. So both these are linked together with this component.typescript file. Now one more thing that I want to tell you about CSS or the styling is that this CSS file will only work for this component. So if I have the CSS code or the styling in this app component.css, so it will not work for other components. So if you want any kind of styling which you want to apply globally, so you can place that CSS code inside this style.css file, which is available inside src directory. So in this style.css file, you can write the code which you want to apply to all the components or all the HTML templates you will be having. So let's say you want to have a like let's say a font family of Arial in all the components, so you can apply that CSS file CSS code in here. So that will work for all the components. So we haven't learned about any components yet, so we'll be seeing the change in this component only, this app.component.css file or the HTML file. So this is basically the global CSS file we have. So we can use this file if you want to apply global styling. So this is it for this video. I hope you got something. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in the next video.